What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea and welcome to your match review of Huddersfield Town 0, Chelsea 3 in the opening Premier League game of the season. Chelsea running out victors for the first time this season, hopefully first time of many. And it's safe to say, look, there's a process being, and it was almost, for me personally, I found it was quite visible. I thought that the overarching style of play in comparison to what we saw last season is already quite different. Now obviously there are a lot of Conte players left in that squad, very sturdy, durable players in comparison to what Sarri's used to at Napoli. We had very nimble players such as Hysaj and places, and you know, in the main positions, I'm talking left back for example, where Marcos Alonso, had Gulam and Mario Rui. Marcos Alonso today I thought was alright, but let's crack on with what we're to talk about, and that's obviously the game. And it did start very slowly. You know, we were looking for the build-up play, we were looking for that killer ball, and it wasn't coming until it was about the 30th minute or 38th minute. Kante put one in, rebounding off the floor. It was a good goal. It was good. I mean, you wouldn't have expected it, but yeah, look, it cracked out okay. But all in, you know, Huddersfield were putting 9 outfield players behind the ball, defending very narrowly on the edges of the boxes to try and stop those balls into the box for Alvaro Morata, who, again, we looked like we had 10 players on the pitch today. I don't think he was very good, but, you know me, I have a very, people would say I have an agenda against Alvaro Morata. And you'd be right, I don't want him to play for Chelsea, I think he's rubbish. But, yeah, I mean, look, you know, we saw today, we saw Willian starting on the left-hand side. I personally feel he's a completely different player to when he plays on the right. I think that he was cutting in a lot on the left-hand side, and he looked very similar to the player, for me personally, whenever he does play on there, I think it's very similar to the player. I think that was a Huddersfield Town fan, I don't think he was very happy. But he looked very similar to the player which we saw against when we played Shakhtar Donetsk, when he absolutely tore us apart. And I thought he played very well today. Pedro as well. He's looking a lot more comfortable in comparison to how he has like last year. You know, he likes playing with the ball at his feet. You know, he's used to that system after playing under Pep Guardiola, under that at Barcelona. But yeah, I think, you know, today we looked to move the ball quickly, and we took a couple of touches and moved it on, and I thought that was good. Ross Barkley just casually walked up the road with us after the game. If you don't believe us, check out Shari's Twitter, check out Chris, you know, usuals. They've all got a picture of it on there. Sammy can leave a link down below for that sound. So we got all of that. But yeah, look, you know, I thought Ross Barkley had a okay game today. I thought he did the simple stuff well, and I think that's what we need in that position. You just need someone to tick it over when you've got Jorginho already playing in that register role just behind him, creating the tempo and moving the ball around with the play. Kante was almost given a free roam just to sort of clear up whatever needs to be done. But yeah, Ross Barkley, I thought, you know, Loftus-Cheek's going to be interesting to see. I thought when he came on, he was slightly better than Ross Barkley. I think that he had the physicality. Ross Barkley kept getting pushed off the ball. I can't, why not? I think, you know, he's a nice bloke. I asked for a fan cam and Ross Barkley said no, which is fair enough. I mean, you know, club and all that after what happened to Chelsea, I don't want to be treading on anyone's toes. But look, you know, the overarching thing for me, I thought Ross Barkley and Loftus-Cheek, it's going to be interesting to see Loftus-Cheek have a go there. I thought he was moving and gliding across the pitch almost, as I keep saying he does. You know, he was getting the ball and moving out the pitch, almost doing that water carrier role. Very strong physically, pushing people off, some very nice nifty football. And I thought he did quite well there. Now I'm going to head into the defence. David Luiz and Antonio Rudiger formed the back two for today's game, and Luiz was a mixture between the version that we got from Benfica and the version we saw in the 16-17 version as a part of the back three. Now obviously in the back three you can express yourself a bit more, and Luiz expressed himself on several occasions, starting attacks, moving the ball forward despite being in the back four, and I thought that was good. I think if you compared him to what we saw last season when he was playing under Antonio Conte, we saw he was almost afraid to play those passes, and that was something that we'd wanted to see for a while, because that's what David Luiz is known for doing. And you know, he was doing it today, starting attacks, getting the ball to Jorginho and starting a process. And you know, we were seeing that a lot today, recycling the ball very well. He did make a couple of errors, but he was saved by Antonio Rudiger and his just sheer power. The man is amazing. He's a mountain. So yeah, I thought those two, they're probably going to be the partnership going forward. It's a shame, because you know, we'd love to see Andreas Christensen come into the side. Obviously he's a young ball playing centre half, but the chances are he'll be nurtured under Luiz and then probably put into the side over the next couple of years. Moving into the fullback positions now, Marcos Alonso did get caught out. That's one thing I'm going to say. He did get caught out. However, there was the opportunity for him to have it mopped up. You know, he had, like I said, really good David Luiz, Kante, just clearing up after him. He's not a natural fullback, and I think that is going to get found out this season. But, you know, in terms, again, of recycling the ball and moving it around, he's a very good technically, which is clearly why Maurizio Sarri favours him over Emerson. I think that's probably going to be what we're going to be seeing a lot of this year. You know, it does all come down to technical ability, and I think that is all well and good. I'm personally not completely sold on Marcos Alonso as a fullback. I think he's a wing back, and he works well in the system when he's got people covering him. He's not got the pace to play in that position, and he's got the turning circle of a train. So I think it's a case of it's something which we really have to be careful about. And the same goes for Azpilicueta. I don't think he got caught out per se, but I think he needs to get better in that position. He's kind of developing again as back as a right back, considering he hasn't played there for a few years. You saw him having conversations with Jorginho during the game where he could have been overlapping, and Jorginho was saying that, but he decided not to do it. But yeah, look, all in, you know, it's been a very good game. Kepa had a superb debut. People were singing his praises, obviously, because of Thibaut Courtois. Thibaut Courtois. And his Kepa's come in, and he didn't have to do much today, but when he was called upon, he did what he needed to do. But yeah, moving forward, obviously got Arsenal next. Very exciting to see that. Seeing Robbie this week and all the Arsenal Fan TV lads. But guys, ahead of that game, I said we're going to be a lot of pre-match content. The season is back. We're underway. 2 games under our belt, and we are very, very excited to kick on for you guys. So guys, he's happy with the Chelsea 3 points. But make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea, all social media stands, on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. Also make sure you follow my personal socials. I've restarted my Twitter again. I'm on 1.2, and I've done that in 2 weeks, so I'm quite proud of myself. So yeah, Louis_Beneventi, there'll be links to that down below, and they'll be coming up on screen now as well. Guys, make sure you check out all the other fan cams, Lawrence's review, Lewis's vlog, and the player ratings that will be out later. Take care, and we'll see you very, very soon.